We joke a lot on this channel about the issues within the Israeli Zionist culture. And it's not just the beliefs, it's the insulation, and if not the outright inbreeding that goes on. Now, there has been a rumor floating around, as I'm sure a lot of you have seen, that in fact this story was not true, that the image is AI. Turns out it is true. I don't want to scare anybody, but Colin, I need that photo. This is what happens. This is how Palestinians are treated in the West Bank. Not just Gaza, not just with Hamas. Remember, there's no Hamas in the West Bank. So it's just an excuse. Now, to set the stage, he is making those very animalistic sounds like a donkey, because he is one. In fact, donkeys are definitely more attractive than him. But as you can see here, what is happening is a land grab in the West Bank. These soldiers, armed with their AR-15s, are going after Palestinians who do not have weapons. So as you can see, there is a reason why they feel entitled and strong. They are not being challenged by people who can actually stand up to themselves because they are not carrying automatic weapons. They are. This guy makes Fetterman look like a very handsome devil of a man. But again, he's making machine gun sounds. That's what it sounds like to me. Let's listen again. You know, you really got to hand it to that lady. She may have said something to him like, "You get the hell out of here," or "You're so damn tough with that automatic weapon. Why don't you, is that the," well, yeah, I mean, you could say that he looks like Chewie, but he looks a lot worse than that. Chewie looks handsome compared to him. But I'm telling you, that's who you really want to hone in on. Look at her courage. See her flip him off? Let me tell you something. That's a really brave person. Basically telling him, away, you may be succeeding now, but not for long. Remember, as soon as we yank the rug out from under them, they have nothing. Their whole existence is based on it is on the precedent that we have set with our financing of their entire country. And the American people don't want this anymore. And pretty soon, they won't have it. And this inbred of a human is not going to be long for this world. And the funny thing is that now he's famous. We'll get to that in a minute. A face that you could never mistake anywhere in the world. On the right, you have the image of courage and perseverance. On the left, you have the image of genocide, of colonialism, of the worst of humanity. But I'll tell you, the worst part of all is that somehow, some way, he got somebody to marry him. Now, when I say somebody, I'm not saying that this is necessarily a human. Maybe he did marry his donkey. That's possible. I mean, in that culture, they pretty much do anything they want. They get away with anything they want. But could you possibly imagine? We forgive you, Tim. As long as you're subscribed now, we appreciate you, my friend. But think about that. If you're of the, let's say, female sex, how would you like to be mounted by that? I don't know. That's nightmare fuel. Maybe he's married to another man. But this is what I think perfectly captures what this whole ideology is all about. These people are animals. They're only trying it with people who can't defend themselves with weapons. Everybody's tough when they have weapons until the other person has them too. And then you get to find out who's really tough. Apparently, YouTube doesn't think very highly of us addressing this particular fella, if you even want to call him a fella. My goodness, guys, I tell you, that hair he's grown. Now, I know that there's like a technical word for it. They grow their hair, their sideburns out. But I tell you, it looks like he's got pigtails. So who knows? Maybe he likes to dress up in, girls' dresses and stuff. Maybe he's the queen that prances around, the IOF's camps looking for a good time. Some of these guys are just kind of desperate for a little action. I'll just put a bag over his head and pull on the handlebars. Get to work, whatever works. But all kidding aside, this is the face of the enemy. This is the face of somebody who is as ugly on the outside as he is on the inside. So that's why it's being highlighted. And you could call it as many tropes as you want. The Israelis came out and they were pretty upset about this. The real story here is not him. The real story is her. To look a man in the face, making his mating call sounds in her direction, holding an automatic weapon, and her flipping him off like, I don't give a damn. You want to kill me? Kill me. But I am not going to give you my dignity. That is the real power here. That is why this woman is so brave. That's why they're all brave. The person on the left is not going to win this fight. We'll win. And we'll win it for this lady on the right. The amazing thing about Patrick Bet-Starve David and all those cohorts that are supporting this cause, they would absolutely defend the guy on the left against the lady on the right. So remember whose side they're on. Remember who they support. And remember to do what's right. The day will come where he will no longer be armed, and he will be begging for mercy, if he's not already. It's not quite there yet, but a day will come where this will surface, and he's going to have to answer for it. And when he does, the justice will be swift, and it will be brutal, as it should be.